Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Kubernetes tutorial series. In this video, I will show you how to upgrade EKS cluster on AWS. Currently, I am running my Kubernetes environment on AWS with 1.15 version. This is my instance from which I manage my Kubernetes cluster, and kubectl cluster info and kubectl version. This will give you the version of my client and server, and the client I run with 1.16, but the server version, if you see, that is 1.15. At present, AWS has new version 1.16. Before I proceed to upgrade, let me confirm my pods that are running on this environment. kubectl get pods -o wide. So there are two pods running on two different nodes. This cluster is running on AWS, so we don't need to worry about backing up control plane, etcd and other resources, but still it is always good to take a backup of your application YAMLs at least. Here at the console, if you go to updates tab, I have no update history since the cluster is created, and this is the first time I'm going to upgrade my cluster. If you want to know more details about this particular new version, you can just go to this link and just go through it. You can perform this upgrade by any one of these methods. You can use ekctl utility, or you can use AWS Management Console, or using AWS CLI method. In this video, I will use the AWS Management Console method. That's quite easy. And if you are beginner to Kubernetes, doesn't know what is Kubernetes cluster and how to deploy your application on Kubernetes cluster and even other topics, you can check out our previous videos. Related document and other links are mentioned in the description below. Refer those links to understand this session much better from basics. So make use of it. And if you are watching our tutorial videos for the first time and not yet subscribed, do subscribe now to not miss any interesting videos, and click nearby bell icon so that you will get all notifications immediately for the videos that we upload. Let's get started. At the console itself, you have the option as update now. Just click on it, and here make sure the cluster name and the version you wish to upgrade. Currently installed version is 1.15 and the available update is 1.16. So I choose 1.16. And here if you see, there is a warning as you cannot go back to previous version. Yes, of course, because if you want to go for any previous version, then you have to create a new cluster with the version you prefer. That's okay. Just click on update. The status is in updating, so the cluster version update is in progress. This process may take several minutes. Again, there is a small note under the information that is update all node groups or other worker nodes to match the new cluster version when update completes. Yes, because the upgrade currently we do for the cluster, not on the node group level. So once that is done, we need to update our node groups to match our new cluster version. Okay, the cluster status is turned to active. Version is changed to 1.16. Let me check my pods. If I run kubectl version, see the server version is changed to 1.16. Still my pods are running perfectly. It didn't restarted it. At this point, I would say there is no downtime. But when you upgrade your node group to match the cluster version, obviously what it will do is it will create a new instance, and all your pods running on old instance will be recreated newly on the new instances. Still, you will be using a rolling update. So while performing such activities, you must be prepared for everything, including backups if anything needed. Here at the console, again, go to compute. You will be able to see node groups over here, and currently the desired size is 2 and the AMI version is 1.15. You have an option. Just click on update now. Yeah, again, this is a confirmation of your upgrade, and this is the strategy we use, rolling update, not force update. So rolling update method is something like it will move the parts running on old instance one by one, not at the same time. Click on update. The status is now showing updating. Let's go to EC2 and see the node status. Here, if you see, I was having only two T3 medium for the node group, and T2 micro is a Linux instance that I used to manage the Kubernetes environment. Apart from that, there are two more new T3 medium instance are creating for the node group. But still we have old EC2 instance that are associated already with the cluster. The update will create more number of instances during this upgrading process. No worries, based on the number of nodes you have given in the auto scaling option as desired nodes, that will be ready finally. During this process, let me check my pods to understand what is happening behind the update. If you see, the one pod is terminating and it is creating on the other node. So right now I have 4 nodes on this cluster. Earlier it was only 2, but the old instance schedules are disabled that are running with 1.15. Why the scheduling is disabled? That is because it won't accept any new pods because it is going to be terminated soon once all the pods are moved to newly created instances. But still the new nodes are not ready. Once that is ready, your pods will be created on the new nodes. If you see the pods, the Keynote application is still running on old node since 3 hours, but the MongoDB that is in the running state created on the new node since 52 seconds, which means it is deleted the old pod and created on the new instances. So we should wait some more time. Till the update is completed, you just monitor your pods and nodes. Okay, if you see the Keynote application is also in the running state and it is moved to the other node, that is 60. As I said before, once all your pods are moved to the newly created node group, your existing nodes that are associated in the old node groups will be deleted one by one. Let me access my application and see it is accessible or not. So this is my domain name, keynote.lanettyguide.com. I still able to access my application without any issue. If you see any extra nodes are running on this cluster, that's fine. It will be deleted once everything is fine. You just wait and keep an eye on your nodes and pods. That's it. Finally, the node group as well is updated and the status is turned to active. At the updates tab, see there is an update history. So if you see the AMI release version, now it is showing 1.16, earlier it was 1.15. Additionally, we need to patch few other resources like kubeproxy and other things. It is there in the link, so just go through that and just perform the steps they have given, because we need to upgrade the other resources as well that cannot be done through the console. If you have the Kubernetes version 1.16, then your kubeproxy should also run with 1.16. So this is the tabular column they are showing over here. Just copy the command and execute it. And also the DNS. My core DNS is running with 1.6.6. Yes. That is the version I need. And CNA plugins, yes, we need to first check whether what version I have. So I have the version 1.6.1. So that's it. We have successfully upgraded our Kubernetes cluster version as well as the node group version. If you like this video, hit like button, and if you feel something I have missed or anything you wanted me to cover additionally, then make sure to leave it in the comment section. See you soon in the next video. Till then, keep practicing and have fun. How did you feel? Is it helpful? Appreciate our efforts in the comment section below. Hit like button, share with your friends about us, subscribe our channel to get further updates, stay connected with us on social networking sites. For more free tutorials, visit our website www.lanettyguide.net.